checking out this episode of Back in My Day, the comedy and nostalgia podcast, hosted by me, Brent Blakeney. I apologize for the way that I sound. I'm a little bit under the weather, but good news is, in this episode, you don't have to hear this voice for too long. This is the second episode, and I am actually joined by my friend Mike Mello, a comedian out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a couple years, done a lot of shows together. And this is what I want to do with the podcast. I wanted to kind of alternate between weeks to where one week is informative and dives into a topic or a subject or just a piece of pop culture from the past and kind of look at that from all its angles to kind of see, maybe you learn a little bit from it. Maybe you come away with some knowledge you didn't have before. That's the definition of learning. I just said the same thing twice. It's fine. It's totally fine. But the other part, I wanted to do interviews with people and kind of talk about what they liked when they were kids. I say kids, but definitely teenagers, kind of through those formative years, post-puberty, pre-adulthood. Because I think that's the stuff that people like to talk about. And everybody gets starry-eyed and nostalgic when you bring up things they liked as kids. And this is the first episode that features an interview. So sit back and enjoy my friend Mike and I talk about all the different things he did when he was in high school. We are... God, we're up here in this is like the official Good Nights podcast room.
I think so.
Because Joe ran his out of here for a while, and now, I'm kind of taking it over because Joe's gone. He's dead. Joe's real dead. But I'm sitting here with my friend Mike Mello, and I'm going to apologize off the top if you hear us complaining or a lot of sounds of drinks. It is the middle of summer, and it is like at least 90 degrees in this room, so we're gonna have a good. Oh my God, at least. So Mike, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? Good. Thank
you for agreeing to do this and hanging out, and as everybody knows who listens to this, so that would be one person I don't know and my mother. That you were the first guest on Back in My Day, the comedy and nostalgia podcast, which is what I've branded it, so we're gonna see what happens with that. But we're just gonna have a conversation, man.
Sweet.
We're just gonna hang out, talk about the good old days.
Oh man, that's my favorite shit.
I know, right? That's everybody's favorite. That's why I wanted to start this. Everybody loves talking about the old stuff. Yeah, the stuff they used to do, the stuff they used to love, the stuff they used to be a part of. So let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
Originally from Northern Virginia. Fairfax.
Okay, yeah.
Moved down here when I was 8.
Okay. Did you move to Raleigh, Cary?
Raleigh.
Moved to Raleigh? Okay.
Yep, right off of Glenwood, Oak Park area.
Okay.
Represent Oak Park. My dad's an IBMer, so
okay.
We definitely moved
around. Did you hit like the research triangle like right at the start of it, or was it already?
Basically, it was like 79.
Okay.
When I moved here.
Yeah.
80.
Okay.
So, it was basically just a baby then.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a thing though.
Right on. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna. I'm kind of on the fence of what I want to do as far as this goes. If I want to ask you to say your age.
I'm 46.
46? Okay. Yeah. All right.
Just turned 46 June.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I want to definitely try to, with people I talk to, try to cover a bunch of different time periods and kind of get a feel for what everybody was into. So, moved here around 1980. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high schools. I went to Sanderson High School.
All right.
Went there up to my senior year and then got kicked out and went to Cary High.
All right. Did your family move to Cary, or did you just end up was that like the closest one to where you were still in the county?
Well, yeah, we had moved to Cary this summer right before my senior year.
Okay.
And I got busted skipping.
Okay.
And they found out I lived in Cary.
Right.
And they were like, I remember the principal saying, "Boy, you're supposed to be going to Cary." I was like, "I ain't your boy. Boy, play on Tarzan." and I didn't think he liked that. But he was like, well, you can't be going to this school. And I was like, what happened to senior privilege? He was like, you got to go through the school board. Which the school board happened to be my dad. Because he was like, I was about to buy your ass a car. Now you can walk to school. And then next Monday, I walked to Cary High, pissed off. Whole new school senior year, finally made it on top. Assholes.
So what type of kid were you in high school? What were you like? We'll start freshman year. Like, what were you into? What were some of your activities, clubs, sports, anything like that?
Well, I played basketball, of course.
All right. Why, of course?
Because I was nasty. I was nice. I had one of the prettiest jumpers in the game.
All right.
Like they said, my jumper should have been a centerfold. It was so pretty. Played a lot of tennis, but pretty much stopped playing. I broke my hip right before my freshman year.
How did you do that?
Showing off for a chick.
That's how it always happens.
I know, right? Here I am trying to dive off a building. I was riding my bike. I used to do dirt bikes. And, not like motorcycle.
Right. But like BMX type.
BMX.
Did you race? Were you like a?
I used to play around with it.
Okay.
My buddies were definitely better. They were the racers.
Yeah.
I always hung out with those guys.
Yeah. Were you more like? Because I mean, if we're talking, let's say 86ish, probably somewhere in there, 87. That's probably like right around the boom as far as.
Oh yeah, like skateboarding. And all
yeah,
that
all that stuff. So were you like more of the? Did you go more into the dirt racing and stuff? You more into freestyle?
I was more into the racing part.
Okay.
Freestyle, my friend was just killer at it.
Really?
He placed all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like he had like 100 trophies and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the hell I couldn't even comprehend the stuff he was doing to that bike.
Yeah.
The way he makes it spin and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like more the race / I just like jumping.
Yeah, terrorize the neighborhood type guy.
Yeah, yeah. Man.
That was it, man.
So, one day we had made this dirt jump. They were building some new houses in the area. And this chick came out, and I heard she had a crush on me. She was an older woman. She was going to be a sophomore.
Oh.
And sophomore or junior. So I remember I was, you get that speed pedal. You go side to side.
Yeah. You get it going real good.
But I was like, oh, man, she watching. I'm going to kill this jump. I'm going to rip this shit. And before I got to the jump, the chain came off. Ooh. I flew forward.
Yeah.
But then the bike crossed up.
Uh-huh.
And I just basically pulled the bike. And I hit the ramp.
Right.
While I was on it.
Okay.
I slid up to it. And I remember my friend's sisters were there. And both his sisters were freaking hot. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm okay. And they're like, all right, you sure? I was like, yeah. So they picked me up. And I was like, put me down. And it was like, something's weird. Yeah, I found out I broke my hip.
Jeez.
So,
did you try to like ride it off? Did you try to like,
nope.
Or were you just on the ground, had to call an ambulance?
No, actually a stranger gave me a ride home.
Jeez, man.
Like this guy, he was like, because then he was like, oh shit. Like,
yeah.
And this guy saw me and he rushed me home. And I think it was the first time I ever seen my dad worried about me.
Oh, man.
She comes running out. I guess one of my friends had ran home and called. They didn't have cell phones then. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this stranger took me out. My dad scooped me out, threw me in his truck, and went to the emergency room.
Jeez.
And I'm sitting there all bloodied up and dirty in a wheelchair. And this lady's like, what happened to you? I was like, bike accident. She goes, motorbike? I was like, yeah, my dad just raised the newspaper. I'm like, this lying nigga ain't doing shit. You ain't worth a fuck. But yeah, man, broke my hip right before my senior year. Freshman year.
Did you have the moment where you got home and you were like glad it was your dad that found you, or like scooped you up as opposed to your mom finding you?
I don't think it would have mattered.
Oh,
like
really?
My mom always like, I'm the youngest, so my mom's always like, but my dad was always a hard ass.
Yeah.
To see him actually give a shit, you're
yeah.
like, oh damn. But I think it's more worried about my basketball. He's like, we gotta get him to play ball, man. It's coming up, but I made it. Like, I think if I wasn't that young, they probably would have.
Yeah, it would have taken a lot. It would have taken a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I broke my leg one time snowboarding, and I wasn't anywhere near my parents, and my mom is like she's panics.
Yeah.
She panics like in weird situations like that.
Uh-huh.
But I called her cell phone because she normally has it on her, and my dad doesn't. Mm-hmm. And my dad picked up, and like as soon as he picked up, he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, I'm glad it's you, Dad.
All right, Dad, don't panic.
Keep a straight face in front of Mom.
Exactly. And I was just like, listen, I broke my leg. The ambulance is here. I'm okay. I just want to let you guys know. And he just does this huge sigh. And he's like, you're going to make me tell your mom that shit?
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I was
Great, you're going to put it on?
me.
Hey, you answer the phone, motherfucker. It's your fault. That's hilarious.
Oh. So you ended up you made the basketball team that your freshman year?
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, you bounced back real good.
Yeah. It sucks. I had to go to school like first few months on crutches.
Oh, jeez.
And it's a huge school, so.
Yeah. Did you have one of those? Did they just kind of
Well, they gave me a choice.
plate you back together, or did you have one of those weird like waist casts?
Well, they were talking, do you want a body cast or crutches? I'm like, man, but give me the crutches. Right?
I'm about to go to high school.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, man, they just said, because they had pulled a piece of, basically just pulled my pelvis like that.
Right.
So they were just like, it'll
Jeez.
grow back. It'll be a little weird, but
Yeah.
it'll pop back. So I
Right.
didn't have to put
Damn, that's
anything on
crazy.
it. I had to do a lot of hip exercises. They gave me this weight for 1 foot.
Right. Just lift that up, strengthen the hip back.
It was painful as shit.
God. So I know talking to you from the past as well. You also played tennis.
Yep.
Yeah. And you were pretty good.
I was okay. I could have been better.
You could have been better?
But I was all right.
All right.
I was self-taught.
Right.
So I didn't have all the like standard
Coaches and
the
all that
coaches
stuff.
and shit. So
Man, that's so raw talent to like make a team. Just
hey, anything to see a girl in a skirt is what it's all about.
I find it a trend of what you were motivated by. I mean, that's like every guy. But
Yeah,
you
I
were
mean,
like,
especially at that age. Jesus Christ! Like what? Her butt. You just see her butt. She just bent over and picked up the ball. They're allowed to wear this shit. I like this game.
I'll learn tennis.
Yeah, no,
I'll learn tennis for this.
I know. No, it was weird. My dad said he used to take me by some college when I was a baby. Mm-hmm. And I would get upset if we walked past the tennis courts and didn't sit down.
Oh, really?
Which is crazy.
That is great, yeah.
You know, I had no memory of that. And then I just always been a big tennis fan. And one day I was like, hey, I'll play it. You know, my friends played it.
Mm-hmm.
So we just played and played and played until
All
I
right.
got pretty decent.
Nice. So what, did you do any clubs? You involved in any extracurriculars outside of sports?
No.
No?
I tried to stick with my sports and get
Okay.
the hell out of school.
All right.
I hated school.
Why'd you hate school?
Well,
What kind of student were you?
I was okay. I was a class clown.
Okay. I can see that.
But I mean, when it came time to put down work, I did it. You know.
So
My dad was
B's.
pretty- Yeah, B's.
B. All right.
A couple of A's.
Okay.
C's. Like my dad used to get pissed at me if I got C's. You know.
Oh, my
I'm
parents were like
dude,
that, too.
I'm like, passing, man. That's middle of the road. That's what I'm trying to be, Dad.
Trying to get that degree.
So I'm gonna held your ass back. So they held me back like my 7th grade year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was in Catholic school and I hated that.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's kind of intimidating when you're getting taught by nuns.
Yeah.
And the whole Catholic thing. About
Yeah.
going to hell every 5 minutes. So I just
Wait,
stopped
so
going
did
work.
you do Catholic school like elementary and middle?
No, just 2 years.
2 years?
My parents like, all right.
Does
you
that year and
obviously-
the year you got held back?
Nah, the year, 2 years. So it's 7th
Okay.
and 8th grade.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah, 7th and 8th. Held me, no, 7th and 6th and 7th grade.
Okay.
In 7th grade, he held me back.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, you son of a bitch. So now I'm seeing all my friends up above me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I should be with them.
Oh,
But if
man.
it wasn't for that, you know, I don't think I would have learned my lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then again, Catholic school put me 2 grades ahead of where I was actually at.
Yeah.
So when I went to public school, I'm like, you guys are just learning this, retard. And then fucked all till everyone's like, you're a fucking retard. So yeah.
Oh man. Oh. So what so I think the big thing I think people like to talk about so back then, let's start with, you know, like 13. 13 you're like you're about that age, you're about 7th grade. You're kind of coming into your own as a person, learning what you like, learning what you dislike. Pop culture.
Oh, hip hop, baby. You know
See, that's what I want to talk to you about.
Fat
I just want you to
fucking
I want you to
laces.
lay it out, man. Just lay it out.
Fat laces. I mean, man, I remember Yeah, I was probably like 13. There's this rich couple that lived in the cul-de-sac right down from our house, and breakdance was taking off.
Yeah.
And they figured like, hey, let's cash in on this breakdance thing. So they came up with a breakdancing mat.
Okay.
And they were selling it out west. So they want to do a test market out there, I guess.
No kidding.
So they filmed this commercial, and me being one of the few blacks out there, they're like, he can dance, come up front.
It's like stereotypes before stereotypes were bad kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I can dance, motherfucker. So, yeah, they called me over, and then the commercial's going on, and there's people in the front. All I did was this, and they were like, ooh.
just one arm wave.
Just one arm wave, and they were like, oh. And I was like, oh, man, I'm murdering this. Yeah.
Did it ever, I mean, it's sold out west. Did it ever take off?
I don't think so.
It's just like a breakdancing mat. You just...
Yeah, it had the cool writing on it, and like this checkerboard pattern.
Yeah, but the cool shit about breakdancing was it was all cardboard. Yeah, you just steal linoleum.
Dude, I remember going to fucking... man, it gives me goosebumps. I remember going to building sites and just looking for linoleum.
Yeah.
Trying to roll of that shit. And we were like... You know, and then hit the fucking park. Which I never understand why we never put it on the grass. Why we always got this shit on the concrete. Right?
You got the linoleum.
I know, right? Can we put this shit on the grass so I can do a flip and not break shit?
Dude, what were you guys out there? What were you guys set up for with sound? Did you guys have like
The big ass box.
just the straight up like ghetto blaster?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Huge. Yeah, it was cool because the neighborhood I lived in, and I lived in Raleigh, off Millbrook Road, but dude, that neighborhood was so dope because you had such a big group of kids in your age group,
Right.
and then the next, you know, what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it was just cool, man. You had these cats come over with the boom boxes, and you had the jocks over here, whatever. But everyone just go to this park. We just fucking pop. And then we started going over to this cat's house and breakdancing over there. And then that's when I slowly watch everybody get better. So I'm like, I tried to do a suicide. That's when you flip forward on your back. And I was like, I got this. And I flipped forward, but my head caught the carpet,
no.
and then the body came out. And then they was just looking down at me like some fucking huddle. Like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Fuck that movie. I'm not going to turn and look at y'all for a while. I'm just going to hold this shit. But yeah, man.
What were you guys listening to?
Shit. Fucking.
I mean, I know, you know, it's weird that I have a knowledge of it, but you had your break beats.
Yeah.
You had Apache was like the big one.
Yeah, man. Apache, like any African Bambaataa.
Yeah.
Zulu, all that, man. I think one of my favorite songs I used to like breakdance to was, I can't remember that. Is that the Sonic? Some people don't like the way Sally. I'm like, oh, that beat was, how's that boom bap, you know? So, but, yeah, man, anything.
What were you listening to kind of outside of the breakdance circle? Because I know you're a big hip-hop head.
I listen to everything.
Like everything?
Everything. Like, I was lucky enough to be subjected to every type of music.
From your parents?
Everybody. All my older brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Parents. You know, my parents had the albums, so I listened to those.
Well, if you... Give me a guilty pleasure song from like one of the songs when you were like 15 that you loved, but you didn't want anyone to know you loved it.
God. Probably some, I don't know, probably something with Rat. The hairband.
Yeah. Dude, hair metal was the shit, man.
Hey, man, from some of them ballads. I would say one of the ballads.
Like a rap ballad?
No, I like, one rap song I didn't want people to know, but everyone liked it, and I was like, I don't like it. But I Need Love by LL.
Okay.
I was like, guys, it's too soft, but I need love. I'm feeling that shit. Man, you getting in my feelings, LL. But yeah, like, because, well, I mean, I hung around with everybody.
Right.
So it never really, but it was just one of those things I never really, like when it comes to hair bands.
Yeah.
I was I like White Snakes. And
Yeah.
Fucking Rat.
Coming in was every rose has its thorn
Oh my
kind
God,
of thing.
everyone.
Every rose has its thorn.
Rose.
How many dances in high school did you slow dance to that?
None.
None?
I was a wall
it
dude.
later? Oh, you're a wall dude.
Man, I ain't got no pussy. None whatsoever, dude.
What were you watching? It was like some late 80s, a lot of like, that's what I like actually. It's like a lot of those movies, they're like ones I love, but they still kind of hold this kind of cult classic.
Yeah.
I mean, they were popular movies, not in the cult classic sense where they weren't popular till later, but just like you kind of still watch them because they hold some kind of.
God, in the 80s.
Just through high school.
Ghostbusters, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Goonies.
Yep.
Goonies, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those movies, like the Goonies. My brother was mad because he wanted to see another movie. I was like, I don't want to watch the Goonies. He's like, fuck, we'll go. And dude, I was glad I made that choice. Goonies was the shit.
Yeah.
My brother's like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Trying to act like you didn't like it.
Yeah, like, man, come on, man, chump. You don't like chump? Raiders.
Raise the Lost Ark?
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
I had no idea what that movie was about. Like,
Really?
I knew nothing about it.
And you just went, or you were taken?
My dad took all of us.
Really?
Most of us. 8 kids, so he took most of us to the movies.
Man.
And I was like, man, I remember the beginning scene when they just showed the silhouette walking in the dark, you know?
Right.
And I'm like, man, what's this fucking cowboy movie? 'Cause all I saw was the hat. You know?
Yeah.
And then it just took off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is the best shit I've ever seen.
Man.
You know?
See, that's crazy. Like, I can't, I mean, I'm younger than you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Indiana Jones was always just part of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even by the time I was aware that Indiana Jones was a thing, all 3 of those movies had come out.
Mm-hmm.
He was already, he was already a pop culture icon, that kind of thing. Like, I think it would be so cool to be able to, like, I mean, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, like anything like that, like see it without knowing anything.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
without the significance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that'd be so crazy.
Blew my mind. Star Wars, I just went just because everybody was going.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like when I was young, I would watch cartoons. Or
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't know really shit about movies. I knew there's movies out there.
Yeah.
But Star Wars was dope.
Uh-huh.
And then getting all the toys from that, you're like,
Yeah.
man, I'm killing this thing. Yeah, I would have to say probably out of all of them, Raiders was the dopest movie to me.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been able to see all that stuff.
Oh man, and that boulder. I was like, man, get the heck, man. If I could cuss that in front of my daddy, I'd probably be like, get the fuck out. That shit was so dope. I still watch it. Every time it comes on, I don't care what part it's on. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that comes on. This is on TBS.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna be edited. You ain't even gonna see that last scene really happen.
Damn, man, that's the best part.
And they're gonna cut it all out.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I knew I hated roaches, and I always hated roaches, but snakes
Oh.
on that part, just the bugs in that motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh. That was the worst. That was because it was the first one had the snakes when they went down to get the ark.
Yeah.
The second one had the bugs when they were in that
big
cave.
ass nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the third one had rats in that
God,
sewer.
he always
but the
had-
bugs were the worst.
Oh god.
Ugh.
That was
I couldn't
terrible.
do it. I'd be like, I'm out of this adventure. Like that treasure can stay a treasure. Like
Man, I'm gonna go to goddamn Jared's. Brush some shit off. I ain't going to that motherfucker.
So, last thing I want to talk to you about. You're a comedian. I think everybody knows that. Who knows you knows that's true. Who are your influences as far as that? Like, did you grow up watching comedy?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I always liked comedy. Like, it was just always on. So I watched it. I was lucky enough to see Dangerfields.
Okay.
And
Jeez.
so, yeah, so I got to see, like, all these big names now start,
Yeah.
so it was like...
It was like a
Sam.
show, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
television,
so
like
he had
live
his
from
own club,
Dangerfields?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he would host it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll bring out all these comics, and that's when I first saw Dice, Kinnison,
Yeah.
Seinfeld. So, yeah, I mean, I always, like, I grew up watching like Johnny Carson late night. So I always got to sneak out and listen to his monologue, and then turn it to my porn, which is Benny Hill.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Dude, Benny Hill porn.
That was my porn for that
Yeah,
day.
I know, right?
Turned it to Channel 4 PBS. Bam. Oh, titties.
Yeah.
Monty Python.
I
So.
had no idea. Somehow, yeah, when I was younger, my dad got like this Best of Benny Hill
Oh, shit. For
VHS
real?
tape, and I used to watch it all the time. I'm like, I don't get the humor, but I know about 20 minutes in, I'm gonna see some boobs. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's why anytime I see a spoon, I'm like, want to fish out a grape between the girl's tits, you know? Nowadays, you get arrested, but then you could just fucking stick a spoon in some titties. There's a grape there I put there.
how this thing. That's what's great. It's like you could never get away with that type of humor now.
No.
But even like
then it was
Monty
kinda
Python, yeah.
Yeah, Monty Python. So I thought British humor was great. Just 'cause
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
dry and sarcastic. But yeah, man, I guess Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Of course.
How old were you? How old were you when like did you see like Raw and all that stuff when it like came out?
Delirious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like of course I was a big Saturday Night Live fan. So
Yeah.
it's like one of the best casts they ever had. Joe Piscopo, like all those guys.
Yeah.
And then so Eddie did Delirious. I watched that and I was like, holy shit, like this is awesome. Richard Pryor, Cosby, like all those albums were around the house.
Yeah.
I think I really first though got it when I heard my parents listen to Richard Pryor. They're watching Richard Pryor. I think it might have been Live on Sunset or something like that. And I remember I woke up late night. This was on HBO.
Yeah.
And went to go get a drink of water. Heard my parents laughing. That's unusual. They weren't supposed to have fun. So I sat down in the kitchen and listened. And it was crazy. It was like music.
Yeah.
You know? Because I didn't really understand everything he was talking about, but I knew when to laugh.
Oh, that's
That's
funny.
So it's
that's so good.
I don't know what pussy is. So, I mean, I knew what it was. I didn't get what he was doing with it. But yeah, I think that I remember that night it just clicked for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like I want to do this, and then that's
Man,
when I
that
started.
you knew young. You knew
Yeah.
young.
But it was funny because me and this other comic were talking. I'm like, talking about like when did you know? And going back and thinking, I was doing bits at school. Like I would think of shit the night before and be like, oh, this will kill tomorrow at school.
Just taking it out there.
Yeah, just right to the class or whatever. Be like, all right, my favorite joke.
Okay.
I think it would go. It killed every time.
All right.
Was we were in junior high. We were sitting there chilling, like taking a test or something. Then you hear a car horn. I was like, excuse me. Kill every goddamn time. Every time. Mr. Miller, like, excuse me. Apologize.
Oh man, that's great. Oh,
Man, my bad.
well, dude, that is awesome, man. That sounds like a great place to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's great. Dude, thank you so much for coming up and being part of this.
Oh,
this
man,
was
thanks for having me,
trying out
brother.
the first episode of the interviews. You know, I appreciate it, and
Shit, bring it back.
Oh, absolutely will. Once I
I'll
figure
tell
out
you
how all
about
this
the
looks.
70s.
We'll do it. We'll get you back.
I think
we'll
I
go
was
even
5.
younger.
I was doing cocaine.
But it was the 70s, so was everybody. We were stepping on Colombian. We didn't
I
know.
got my milk at my mom's breast with a little side of coke. Yeah.
Yeah. American Gangster, but that was me. Like,
Yeah,
that was
right.
what I was doing. It was Frank Castle, is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Frank.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike.
Appreciate it, brother.
And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm probably I need to figure out a better ending for this.
Okay, just edit it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to.
Mike Mello is great.
Yeah, but thank you so much
Thanks,
for
brother.
being
Thanks
a part
for
of
having
this. And, yeah. And that was Mike Mello, everybody. And we're back with me and my raspy voice here at the end because they were recorded on different days. The magic of the internet. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Back in My Day. I hope you enjoyed the other format we're going to be exploring here on the podcast. Make sure you go online, check me out.
All the social media platforms at 67 Comedy, all spelled out SIXSEVENCOMEDY. And we will be back next week with an informative episode about a topic I am on the fence of one or two. Also, if you have ideas or things you would maybe like to hear talked about from your childhood, I can do my research on and give you an informative episode about. Hit me up on one of those social media platforms and let me know. Tweet at me, DM my Instagram, look me up on Facebook, any of those. But hope you guys have a great Throwback Thursday, and I will see you next week. Take me away.